would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.
Oh, kaya mo naman simunta kami nga nito, ma'am. Gongaw sa nila na nga nito, ma'am. Nimbula, ayaw Mr. Ben.
Ella ba?
Na magikiro manolo kinediyo na bimata ka monisi kinafangarumbuka.
Na Bula FM, na madua and shilling.
We are stronger than ever, Prime Minister tells the United Nations. Casino developers to start incurring fines from next month. And Fiji's first ever civil marriage celebrant certified today. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. Fiji's standing in the world is stronger than ever before, says Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama. At the 68th session of the United Nations General Assembly, he told world leaders that for years, Fiji struggled under a system that created different classes of citizens. Eleanor Tarangaivu has more.
The Prime Minister took the floor early this morning, speaking on behalf of Fiji and its people. He highlighted the fact that Fiji has had various governments that sowed seeds of division in the country. These governments, he said, have been removed and Fiji set out to make change.
It has been a long journey, and we have faced numerous challenges along the way. But it is with great pleasure and deep honor that I stand here today and say our national compass has finally been reset. Under this constitution, we are heading towards Fiji's first genuinely democratic elections by September 2014, and a much brighter future as one nation.
The Prime Minister says many modern, stable democracies have gone through their own turbulent periods, which has changed the course of history.
Fijians, too, have had our share of turbulence. Regrettably, and to our great disappointment, some of our oldest friends had no faith in us. They abandoned us and sought to punish us with sanctions. We sought their assistance and understanding, but they turned their back on us. They chose to support a form of democracy, governance, and justice in Fiji that they would never have accepted for themselves.
Bainimarama says it's Fiji's hope that these countries see that Fiji has been true to her word.
All nations struggle over time to overcome their unique challenges, to correct historic sins, and to be worthy of the principles on which they were founded. We are, in Fiji, no different. Our isolation led us to seek out new relationships that have proven fruitful. Now our standing in the world has never been stronger.
The Prime Minister added that a key principle that has guided Fiji's political development and foreign policy is that we determine our own destiny as a sovereign state. Eleanor Tarangaivu, FBC News.
Primary and secondary schools in Fiji will be classified under a new grade system from next year. Instead of classes 1 to Form 7, as is the current practice, all classes will be divided from Year 1 to Year 13. Speaking during the Ministry of Education program on FBC's Radio Fiji 1, Direct Education, Emelini Naisele says this applies to all schools in Fiji. Primary schools will be from Year 1 to Year 8, while high schools will be from Year 9 to 13. Deputy Commissioner Ravi Narayan is now the acting police commissioner. He was appointed by the Minister for Defence Choketani Dokanasinga. Force Inspector General ACP Isikeli Vuniwanga told FBC News Narayan will be acting police commissioner until the return of Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama, who is in New York. On Tuesday, a government statement said the contract of the police commissioner Brigadier Ioane Naivalurua had expired. and the matter would be dealt with under the Constitution upon the return of the Prime Minister. The 2013 Constitution states the Commissioner of Police is appointed by the President on the advice of the Constitutional Officers Commission following consultation with the Minister responsible for the Fiji Police Force. The developers of the $290 million casino project on Denara will start paying a fine to the government from next week due to the ongoing delays. 100 Sands Limited will pay a monthly penalty of $100,000 from October 1st until the development is completed. This fine is part of the conditions under which the casino license was issued. Construction was scheduled to start last year in June, following a groundbreaking ceremony in April at the site. Since then, the development has moved to a new site, and still there are no signs of construction.
Obviously, it is of concern to us, and as you know, under the license conditions, certain milestones needed to be met. Of course, the main one is that the casino needed to be operational by 1 October of this year, and that if they weren't, they're liable to pay a $100,000 penalty a month, which they will start incurring from 1 October, which is in a week or so's time.
100 Sands Limited owner Larry Clonch earlier this month stated that they fully intend to pay the fine. Fiji's first ever civil marriage celebrant was certified today by the acting Prime Minister Ayasaid Qayyum. Viliame Karawa is appointed under the amended Civil Marriage Act. Karawa is a retired civil servant and is now able to conduct civil marriage ceremonies or marriages without any religious ties.
As you know, with society changing, etc., there is a growing demand. Some people now want to have weddings in a park, out on the beach. We're getting a lot of tourists who are coming to Fiji too. Some of them want to solemnize their marriages in Fiji also, not just have the actual show of it, but to actually get married.
Anyone can apply to become a civil marriage celebrant under certain conditions. Schools are important to democracy, and therefore principals and teachers play an important role in molding democratic imagination in students. This was the sentiment of Professor Biman Prasad at the annual Fiji Principals Conference in Lambasa yesterday. Principals from all schools gathered for the two-day conference with the theme Leadership, Integrity and Excellence. Ritika Pratap reports.
Principals who participated at the 112th Fiji School Principals Conference have been urged to practice democratic teaching in schools. Chief guest Professor Biman Prasad believes this way we can mold leaders for the future.
First, as parents and indeed as teachers, we want to send our children to a school where they cannot freely express themselves through debate and discussions. This will become productive to their personal and professional development. I believe that our society dreams of democracy for its children.
Professor Prasad challenged the principals to create an environment that can determine whether the students can be conformists or creativists.
Creativeness, innovativeness and critical thinking are the bedrock of success at the national and international levels. And principals have a responsibility to create the right environment in the schools to release our children's creativity so that they and the country can flourish.
Schools must debate on issues affecting the nation and the world, and at the same time inculcate in the students how to elect their leaders.
You should have elections in your schools. You elect your head boys and head girls and school prefects. Put them through a system where they understand the value of electing and choosing their own leaders. It will teach them accountability and transparency.
Professor Prasad also stressed that principals and teachers should be fairly rewarded for the work they do to retain them in the profession. The conference ended today. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Coming up, Methodist Church appeals for help to rebuild burnt school.
Bula, oya wasala bilawa. Do pataki yau mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina wagarumbuka. Kako ni valata na no musui ni sari na kaisa muriendo loloma leone vani ni nau. Gori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina wagarumbuka en Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Bula, I'm Wame. Join me every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Center Show with classic hits from the 70s as well as the 80s right here on Gold FM.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. The Immigration Department has confirmed refugee status for 8 foreigners who had sought asylum in Fiji. Naimbuka Vuli, spokesperson for the department, said on FBC's Radio Fiji 1 this morning that the refugees have met all of Fiji's requirements to be given a refugee status. Vuli adds that there are 7 asylum seekers kept at an undisclosed location arranged by the government. They are from war-torn Afghanistan and African states which are affected by civil conflict. There were 3 road accidents in the Western Division today, and pictures have been coming to our newsroom from the public. A bus carrying school children veered off the road at Nassau in Nandi and hit this Hindu temple next to a home. There were 4 children on board, but none of them were injured. Later in the day, more pictures from an eyewitness show a Pacific Transport bus that slammed into a grader at Saweni in Lautoka. There's no confirmation of any injuries. And in Motomba, there was an accident involving 2 vans at about 2:45 this afternoon. A 22-year-old woman is recovering in Nandi Hospital after an alleged abduction. A 27-year-old bus driver is alleged to have bundled the young female student into a vehicle while she was on her way to school Tuesday morning. She was found yesterday. The bus driver is now in police custody. Police have confirmed the incident and say the man is likely to be produced in the Nandi Magistrates Court tomorrow. The Australian government continues to support Fiji, this time engaging with youths from all provinces, including Rambi, Kyo and Rotuma. Speaking at the Provincial Youth Forum of the Fiji Islands in Nandi, Acting Australia High Commissioner Glenn Miles said they are committed to developing future leaders. Akusita Tale has more.
More than 35 youths came from far and wide to plan their individual futures and collectively plan for the youth of Fiji. The Australian government says it's important to support Fiji's future as a means to solve some of our long-standing problems.
We're just providing them with some capacity assistance, some technical assistance to help develop their own strategic frameworks and goals for the way ahead.
These youths face challenges like location and cultural bias, which sometimes discourages their ideas and actions. Miles says this will be overcome over the next few days as they will become not just leaders of tomorrow, but leaders of today.
Providing them with a mentoring role from their leaderships and from community leaders to allow them to develop as individuals.
The PYFFI, consisting of Itauke, Rotuman, Kioa and Rambi youths, are optimistic that their partnership with the Australian government will go a long way. Unemployment and agriculture development will top the agenda.
That is our main project that we'll try to establish in all the province to help all the youths in all the province.
The forum ends tomorrow. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
We turn to sports now and Jamie joins us with the latest.
Good evening. Coming up in sports, primary school athletics takes action to increase participation in 2 top local clubs get invite for Fiji Water Sevens. Details up ahead.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मिर्ची रफ्तार से मैं अश्निल सिंह। शामिल हो जाइए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे फ्रॉम 3 to 7 PM।
Nimbula, methangu nimilote na isoro tumboa. Nama kia uminarua kina ona na via kavi moniti kina wakarambuka. Rongo mena via sana kina via baka barota kinin reko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na wongani via niano. Ngai nama kia kina.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The FMF Chow Games for primary school athletes will be held by division again this year. The Fiji Primary School Athletics Association believes there's more participation from athletes when the games are held in separate divisions. Shelvin Chand has more.
This year will be no different from last year, as the organizers feel that having events in different divisions is the way to go.
One of the beauties of this this is decentralization, getting it right down. For us, those of us, Mr. Elder, myself, and Mr. Bauer, that who started this, we really want the whole thing to start off very well at school level.
Today, FMF Foods agreed to a new 3-year deal with FPSSA, where the company will provide $70,000 annually. Even the sponsors are in favor of Divisional Games.
The enthusiasm that I saw in the little ones at that level was quite significant. So when we met with the association, we said, let's continue this Divisional Games, because what it does is it takes the games to their divisions.
This, however, doesn't mean that a national game has been done away with.
We hope to go national within the 3-year span, but we want to ensure first and foremost that at the foundation level these things are operating successfully. And when we are going national, we are going national on a firmer foundation.
The first of the Chow Games will be held in the north on November 9th, with the west and the central division a week later. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Rugby Union has included the Westfield Barbers and the Wardens in the Fiji Water Centennial International Sevens, which will be played next week in Suva. The two invitational clubs join the USA, France and Argentina in the competition. Meanwhile, the Fiji side will play other Pacific teams and Australia in the Oceania Sevens, which will also run during the tournament. Dedicated official of cricket Fiji, Choana Lesianawai, has received a chance to broaden her knowledge of the sport by way of a 3-month stint in Australia. This comes as a timely advancement for cricket in the country. Chalinda Dhakadhaka has more.
Her involvement with cricket goes back 2 years after having turned her back on a promising career in netball. Now this Taviuni lass is looking to further her career on the crease as a development officer.
What I'm hoping to learn, whatever I've learned from this scholarship, I'm hoping to come back to Cricket Fiji and to implement what I've learned and to help raise the standard of our organization.
The former national netball trialist will be spending 3 months in Melbourne as part of the Australian Leadership Awards Fellowship Program. Funded by the Australian government, Choana will join an elite group of officials dedicated to uplifting the status of the sport in the region.
It's not only within these sports organizations, but in every aspect of economic growth and development. And so at the moment with Cricket Fiji, it's only me, but I also have counterparts from PNG and Samoa that's also taking on the scholarship program as well.
Lesianawai departs the country for Australia this Sunday and returns in December in time for the local cricket season, which runs from October to February. Chalendo Dhakadhak, FBC Sports.
The 6th Chatrail World Cup football competition will be held in Suva next month. 9 teams in total from Fiji, Australia and New Zealand are penciled in for this event. Indra Singh has more.
It's that time again when the Kshatriya community gathers for their World Cup. To be held in Suva during the Fiji Day weekend, hopes are high that this tournament will get our Khatri community unified in the country they love.
The magnitude of this event, which goes beyond the on-the-field action, has made the Kshatriya World Cup the premier event in the South Pacific for our community.
Even the major sponsors say such events as this are beneficial for the sport in the country.
It is one event which keeps the community together through sports.
Suva, which will be hosting, is looking at lifting the trophy on its home soil. To show their seriousness in wanting nothing less than a win, the capital side has roped in a former national rep to coach their team.
Coaching a team for World Cup, it's something big for me. I have pressure and I'm doing my best and we will do our best. And pressure is on Suva team. They haven't won, and I think no doubt will be good.
Last night the tournament was launched as the media and sponsors were treated to what is in store. Now it's the countdown for the 5 local and 4 overseas sides to do battle and come out on top and reign supreme before lifting their own World Cup trophy. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
That was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Local bus manufacturers PA Lal Coachworks today handed over 3 buses to the Nauruan government. As Chanel Sivan reports, this is a milestone for the Fijian-made campaign.
Sealing the deal, the acting Prime Minister Ayaz Sayed Khayoum handed over the keys of the buses made to specification. Ayaz Sayed Khayoum says the Fijian-made brand is gaining recognition in the Pacific and assures quality.
You will see on the buses Fijian-made logo on it. In order to get that certification, they have to jump through a number of loops. Fijian-made product that has that logo of Fijian grown has quality attached to it. And quality is very, very significant.
These buses will be used by the Nauruan government to transport students. High Commissioner to Fiji Jarden Kefas says they've bought buses from other countries, but these didn't last long.
We used to buy from overseas, other countries, but we're finding the buses in Fiji very good quality. The quality is very good and it's built to our standard. And we like the fact that it's not too electronically built.
These buses cost around $600,000.
Our business is dynamic. There are certain changes that has taken place with respect to our industry, and we have had to look at other avenues, including export.
The PA Lal Group aims to become the largest bus manufacturer in the South Pacific and will soon market the Fijian-made product in the Solomon Islands. Chanel Sivan, FBC News.
Time for weather, and Jen, tell us more.
Hi Jackie, let's take a look at the map. Seems pretty straightforward today. Suva and Savasavu both had to endure rainy weather in the morning and afternoon, while Ambassa and the western side were lucky enough to enjoy some fabulous conditions. It looks like Suva got a bit chilly today. The capital is on 27, while Nandi and Savasavu are on 29 degrees. If you're wondering why the temperatures seem to be playing up, here's the reason. Warm air coming in from the east meets cool air coming in from the south. This created a weather front over us, resulting in clouds and rain, and of course, the changing temperatures. Highly likely you won't need your umbrella tomorrow, but because I see some clouds on the chart here, it's best you take one just in case. Before Jackie reads the headlines again, here's a picture of Olosara in Singatoka, taken by Bill Lingham.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines once again. Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama tells the United Nations that Fiji is stronger than ever. Casino developers 100 sands to start incurring fines of $100,000 from October. And Fiji's first civil marriage celebrant certified today. To the poll question, and we're asking, is Ben Ryan the best choice for Fiji Sevens? Visit our FBC website to take part and also catch up on all our daily news stories. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's news tonight. Until tomorrow, Motamamba.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on घर संसार, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Hope you're enjoying the music right now on Gold FM. Only the classic hits, especially if you're spending your time at home or around the office. I certainly hope you're taking it easy and enjoying the music coming your way. Well, I got a whole lot more to keep you moving and to keep you going right up until you reach knock-off time. I'm Kara. Join me every weekday from 2 to 7 on The Ride, only on Gold FM.